This video is going to be about my whole process and experience getting the Kyleena IUD. Obviously, it's not sponsored because my channel's super small. I just wanted to go through and explain this whole process because I think I only saw 2 videos about this specific IUD. I saw some others on some of the other more popular or older ones, but not too many on this one, which is newer and smaller than the Marina. So I'm just going to tell you my thoughts on why I'm getting this, what my expectations are, and on the day that I actually get it, I will share with you my experience, my pain level, just the whole process there. So right now it is Friday, November 10th, and I'm going to be getting it on Monday, November 20th. About a month and a half ago, I had my yearly visit to the OBGYN, and I let my doctor know that I was thinking about switching to the IUD. I've been on the birth control pill for about 8 years now. I'm pretty good about remembering to take my pill, but I just thought it might be a good idea to get the IUD. I did some research online and I learned that they're generally good for 5 years. After 5 years, you get it removed or replaced. I just figured it would be nice to have something guaranteed that's there for 5 years and I don't have to worry about it. If my insurance ever changes, I don't have to worry about the rising or changing cost of my birth control pills. It just seemed like a safer option financially, and my doctor said she thought it would be a great idea, and instead of the Marina, she suggested the Kyleena, which is new and a bit smaller. So for people who haven't had children, whose cervixes haven't dilated, it's better and easier to put in. We just had to check that my insurance covered it, which luckily it did. I was very happy to hear this. And so I just received a call from the doctor's office at that point saying that it was covered and to schedule an appointment. They schedule appointments on your next period, and the next period that I was set to have, I was going to be at a conference, so I didn't want to do it that month, so I put it off to November. I always start my period on a Friday, so then I scheduled the appointment for Monday, which will be November 20th, which is also the day after my 25th birthday, so happy birthday to me. But it's kind of convenient because then I'll know right around my 30th birthday is when I would have it removed or replaced. So I got my last pack of birth control pills and I am taking those, and I will get my period on that Friday before the 20th, and then I will go into the doctor and have the IUD inserted. I'm having my boyfriend drive me so that I don't have to worry about if I'm in too much pain to drive afterward. Just to go over some of my expectations for this, I do expect to be in a fair amount of pain. I get pretty bad cramps every time I have my period, so I'm expecting this to be probably worse than that because something's literally being put inside you that things aren't normally put there unless you have a child. So yeah, I expect to be in pretty bad pain. I'm taking the whole day off work just so that I don't have to worry about concentrating on anything when I might be in really bad pain. I'm expecting to probably lay in bed, watch some Netflix, hang out, eat some comfort food, whatever I feel like that day. I will definitely update you on all of that. So one thing I've been thinking about is hormonal changes. So since I've been on the same birth control pill for the past 8 years, I feel like my hormones are probably fairly regulated, and I am a little nervous about messing with that, about maybe having worse acne or just period changes in general. That makes me nervous because, like I said, my period has been very regular, but it does make me nervous to know that I may experience spotting. That's something a lot of people talk about, where you stop getting regular periods, and some people have said that they spot for a few months and then that just stops altogether. But I am looking forward to maybe not having a period. That would be so amazing. And as far as acne, I do still have acne. I didn't really have it that bad when I was a teenager, and then into my 20s it got a lot worse. So I wonder if that will get worse, or maybe it could get better, who knows. I will definitely do like an updated video maybe like 4 to 6 months after I have the IUD. But I did definitely want to document this because, one, this is a new IUD and there aren't a lot of videos or articles talking about personal experiences with it, and the more we talk about the health of our uteruses and vaginas and all of that, the better, because it shouldn't be a taboo. We should be able to openly talk about this because half of the population of the world experiences periods and has these body parts and whatever. It shouldn't be like a hush-hush thing. So this is the end of my pre-thoughts for this, and the next time you'll see me will be the day of getting my IUD inserted. Oh goodness, I am a little bit nervous. I will probably be much more nervous the next time you see me. So I'm on my way to get my IUD, and my boyfriend's driving me and making me laugh, so if I look like I'm way too excited for an IUD, that is why. And I'm a little bit nervous, but I also haven't had any coffee yet, so I am kind of tired and groggy. I will give you my thoughts and opinions after this happens, tell you how much pain I'm in, or not at all, hopefully that, but I kind of doubt it. So I'll let you know how I'm feeling later. Okay, I'm back. It is actually now the day after I got my IUD in. I did not follow up on the day of because I was in literally the worst pain of my entire life thus far. I was expecting a lot of pain because, like I said, I was watching videos and reading about it, and I was expecting to potentially pass out or vomit. Well, I did one of those two things. I vomited twice. I expected to feel a sharp pain when the IUD was inserted, and I expected to feel cramping, but the sharp pain was much sharper than I expected, and the cramping was different from normal period cramping. Now that it's the next day, I'm still experiencing some light cramping, and I woke up a little bit nauseous feeling today, so I'm feeling like 95% better compared to yesterday at this point, but yesterday was a very rough day. So I'll just start from the last vlog that you saw, which was driving in. So I went in, I waited for about 10 minutes, they brought me back. The nurse went over a couple of questions, and she also had me pee in a cup, which I wasn't aware I had to do. I'm guessing that was maybe for like a pregnancy test or something. She did ask me again if I had had unprotected sex between the last day that I took my pill and that day. She asked me some basic questions like that, and then the doctor came in. The doctor had to feel my cervix and just to make sure where everything was located before going in with the IUD and any other materials that she needed to use. And after that, she started the process pretty much right away, and we were all just kind of chatting, the doctor and the nurse that were in the room, about like work and stuff while she started the process, and it wasn't really uncomfortable. It felt like a pap smear at first, so nothing extreme, and then all of a sudden there was this horrible sharp pain, like nothing I had ever felt before. Like I don't even really know how to describe it except that it felt like my insides were being stabbed, which was pretty much what was happening, and it was horrible, and I did kind of scream a little bit. That was maybe like 10 seconds of really severe pain, and then after that she said, okay, now all we have to do is actually put the IUD in. So I think that was like whatever stick they use first to open up that area to insert the IUD. So then she did that, and it did its thing, and everything was fine, and then she removed everything, and that was also a little bit uncomfortable, but not that really intense severe pain. And then as soon as she was done, she asked me if I felt hot or sweaty, which I did a little bit, which was weird because I hardly ever sweat really, and I said yes. So she told me to just lie back for a couple seconds, and I lied back for maybe 30 seconds, and I was like, I think I'm good, because the sweat and the heat went away a little bit, and I was feeling pretty okay except for cramping. So for me, the cramping was a little bit higher on my body than normal. Usually it's as low as possible, but it was like just under my belly button for this, so it didn't feel like my normal period cramps, so that threw me off a little bit, but I was like, whatever, I can push through that. And so I got up, I felt pretty okay. I put my pants back on, I was putting my shoes back on, and I started feeling less good. Like the pain was more severe, and I was like, whatever, let me just walk out to the waiting room, get to my boyfriend so that he can drive me home, and then I can just get in bed, right? So I walk out into the waiting room, I see my boyfriend, he asks me if I'm okay, and I'm like, I think I'm okay, and then I immediately feel like I'm about to vomit. So I'm like, I have to go back in, I'm gonna throw up, and I go back into the doctor area, and I go straight to the bathroom and dry heave a little bit essentially. And then I walk back out, the nurse sees me and she's like, are you okay? And I was just like, I don't feel good, I just got really nauseous. And she has me go lie down, she brings the doctor back in, and I start vomiting a little bit. They have a little tray for me, luckily, and I like apologized to them because I just felt so bad. I was like, this is so weird, I'm sorry. And they told me that it was completely normal, which I knew. I just felt bad for throwing up in their tray. And then they got my boyfriend, and he came back and sat with me, and I lay down for maybe like 20 minutes to a half an hour until I was feeling a little bit better. They gave me Advil, by the way, because I had taken Tylenol, but they said Advil is better for abdominal cramping, which I didn't know that. So that's something I wish I had known before. So if you are getting this, definitely Advil instead of Tylenol. So I think the Advil started helping after about 15 minutes or so, and I felt okay enough that I felt like I could get out of the building. Then we left and walked down the hall and took the elevator down to the bottom floor, and then my boyfriend pulled up the car so that I didn't have to walk through the parking lot. I got home, and then I walked up the stairs to go to bed, and then I was like, crap, gonna throw up again. So basically walking was a problem for me more than anything. Like just laying down, I was in a lot of pain, but I was okay to a point. But if any time that I had to walk in that immediate period afterward, I was gonna throw up. So I threw up, and then I laid in bed for the rest of the day essentially, and I wasn't nauseous anymore after that. I ate some crackers. I was fine eating throughout the rest of the day. I laid in bed for like 2 hours watching Netflix, fell asleep for maybe 15 minutes. I felt so much better after that, and I was like still cramping and stuff, but felt like more like regular period cramping at that point. And then I woke up this morning feeling again pretty okay, but a little bit crampy and a little bit nauseous, and that has pretty much gone away throughout the day, and I'm feeling a lot better now. So I think tomorrow I will be back up to my normal self. Yeah, so that has been my experience. I hope this might be helpful for you at all. So I got the Kyleena IUD, which is the smallest, which was still incredibly painful for my potentially wimpy little body, although I feel like I handled it really well. Okay, I wanted to film a quick update. It's been 1 week since I've gotten the IUD. I'm just filming on my phone in my kitchen here, a little change of scenery for you. I've had some cramping on and off throughout the week. Friday I thought I was well enough to go to the gym, so I went and I did a really light workout. I just went on the elliptical for maybe 20 minutes, and then I did some light arm workouts because I didn't feel like I could do like squatting or any ab stuff. I was fine, and then when I went to sit in my car I had severe cramping and some bleeding again, so that was frightening, and I called my doctor and she said it was normal and everything was fine. But yeah, on and off since then I've had spotting and cramping throughout the whole week pretty much, and I've also had this really bad radiating pain down my legs, like my inner thighs and even the front of my thighs. That's been one of the most annoying things I've had. Also a lot of bloating in my stomach. And as far as like hormone changes and acne, like my face was the clearest it had ever been right before I got the IUD in, and so you can see like I am breaking out a little bit on my forehead and on my chin area. I was expecting a lot of like hormonal breakouts around my mouth, which I'm not having yet. I have been feeling a lot more tired lately. Like today I was feeling insanely sluggish and had a hard time even like getting out of bed and getting into the shower. So I'm thinking that's more of a symptom of coming off of the pill than a symptom of being on the IUD. Yeah, those are just some of my experiences from this first week. I think that they are all normal, but they are annoying, and I hope that they stop soon, especially the spotting and the cramping. I hope that gives you some insight on what this experience is like. If you have any questions, please leave a comment and I'm happy to discuss this further with you. If you're new to my channel, I normally discuss nerdy things like Harry Potter or other books and TV shows and a little bit of lifestyle content, so feel free to subscribe if you like any of that, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!